I'm going to talk today about our daily self-reflection. We're going to be rating our participation and effort and our understanding about how well we did in class today. So the first thing we have to identify is, what was our classroom like today? Was it direct instruction where your job was to take notes and participate in student talks, make sure you're asking questions and answering questions that are posed? Or were we doing something like practice and homework review? Was it an assessment reflection, independent work, or practice in small groups? Or were we specifically doing student talks for the most of the day? Whatever the job you had in class is what you're going to reflect on as to how well you participated and what effort you gave. So you're going to be reflecting on how you participated and the level of effort that you gave in whatever activity. Here's our scale that we're going to be using. It's a 4-3-2-1 scale, where a 4 represents that you participated with exceptional intent, focus, and with the purpose of learning. Most of us will participate at a 3. You're participating as expected, you're intently focused, and you have the purpose of learning. 2s and 1s are where we'd be concerned, and these will happen occasionally for some of us. It's maybe where we had little participation, where there was inconsistent focus, and maybe we were distracted by some social media or something else going on in our lives. A 1 is where we absolutely want to avoid. We don't want to give no effort or no focus, but these days may happen. What we're trying to do is just identify of what type of level of participation and effort we gave and how that corresponds to the material. Did we understand it, and are we going to be prepared to move forward? So the next part was, what was your level of understandings of today's instruction or practice? Each day, you're going to know what standard and what skills or I can statements we are working on in class. These will be posted on the board or the wall in your classroom. The property of real complex numbers outlined here in green is our standard. And the 2 particular skills or I can statements that we are going to be working on today will also be identified for you here with the red and white. You'll use a 4-point rubric for this as well. However, these each are different because they're dealing with the understanding, not your participation. What's important to know here is, I'm not asking you, are you a master of this skill yet? But how well did you walk out of class or walk away from the activity we were doing, and what is your level of understanding then? Doesn't have to be perfect. You still will have concerns perhaps throughout the homework, but we have to identify how well are we doing right now so that we know if we need to seek additional help when we are working on the practice and the homework. So a 3 is ideal here. Of course, a 4 is fantastic, but we're going to probably aim for a 3. I understand and feel confident with the new concepts. If you rate yourself at a 2, where you understand enough to get started on the practice, but you probably have some questions and maybe you lack a little bit of confidence with the material, this is where you're going to want to seek some additional support, perhaps in the Math Tutoring Center or coming in to see your teacher during your free period or before school. And you want to take care of that soon. So this is a trigger for you. If you have questions or lack confidence, you absolutely need to come in for help as soon as possible so we can clear those things up. If you rate yourself a 1, where you don't understand anything, and maybe this whole lesson that we talked about just blew your mind, connect that back to whether or not you are participating and giving the effort you should have. Regardless if you were giving the effort or the participation you should have been giving, if you score yourself a 1, we want to make sure that you come in for help or go to math tutoring so we can again get you back on track. Each day, you're going to be completing a self-assessment and reflection sheet. You're going to complete the I can statements based on the ones that are posted on the wall or the chalkboard of your class. And then you're going to give yourselves ratings. Those ratings came from those rubrics. We will refer back to this sheet, this self-reflection sheet, after each assessment to see how well moving throughout the unit landed us in the end of the unit. I know that you will find a great connection with the work that you put in and rating your level of understanding, reminding yourself to go in for help when you need it, to finding success and being proficient in all of our standards throughout the course.